My name is Tahir, and I am Managing Director of Somali Development Services. We have recently launched this book called Somali to Europe, and it's stories of Somali Diaspora. So it is about the personal stories of members from the Somali community, adult and young generation, and they're talking about their experience about the civil war. So starting from when they fled from the country, going through a lot of dangerous and difficult journeys through Africa, Middle East, and finally coming to Europe, and then also facing a lot of challenges in relation to different environment, culture, religion, and they have to adapt a new system and environment. So they're talking about their experience about that and through their personal stories.
And when was the book published?
The book has been published October 2011, and it has been officially launched 5th of October at actually the Montevideo University. So we had a lot of quite interest from the public, from professionals who work with the Somali community across the country actually.
And how many people contributed to the book?
The book has been edited by 4 editors, and then one is me, Tahir, and Ebian Abdi Osman, Madeleine Ritchie, and Edil Abdi Osman. Actually, Edil and Ebian, both they are my daughters. And Madeleine is from Leicester Quaker, is somebody that we met actually through another project. And we become very close, and that actually she also get involved in the editing of the book.
How many stories are there?
There's a lot of stories. Some stories are from Holland, because initially this book, the first edition of this book has been published in Holland when most of Somalis came to Holland as asylum seekers, refugees. So myself and other Somali ladies, we thought, when we heard about the horrific, stories and experience of people through the war, we thought it would be shame if we don't record this. And the key aim was really to help the Somali young generation to understand about the experience of the parents and their grandparents, but also, to help non-Somalis to understand about the Somali background as well. So we have published in Holland 1998, the first book, the first edition, and that was in 2 versions, one English, one Dutch, and one Somali. When I moved to Leicester, I found out that many people doesn't know much about Somali community, and one of the things myself and my daughter, we discussed was maybe translating the book into English so that people knows the background of the community. But when we translated the book, we found out that there's no kind of relevance to Leicester or UK, because most of the stories we're talking about back home, Somalia, and also in Holland. So we have included additional stories from Leicester, and so we have interviewed 6 adults and 5 young people. So you have 11 stories from Leicester and experiencing here in UK, and you got also around, I think, 13 stories from Holland, and so we have chapters dedicated for adults from Leicester, and chapter dedicated from young people from Leicester, and other chapters talking about experience in Holland, and also there's one chapter specific talking about the civil war in Somalia.
How did you get material for the book?
The book, actually, we have interviewed, we have identified Somali members who have, had this experience themselves. So we have opportunity to interview them and then we edited their stories as a personal stories.
And how has it been received? How has the book been received?
Very much interested. We had a lot of interest. I think the what seeing here, it's the last, so we need to reprint again. So there's a lot of interest. We're planning to do also launches in Coventry, in Birmingham, in London again this year, and all the people we were contacting through the country, there was a lot of interest, including also people from Leicester.